We play against Whitebeard. They decide the turn order and they decide to go second. In this matchup would be better if we go second. We have interesting hand, one Searcher and one Marco. We need Marco to push the last damage to win the game, so we keep this hand because we also have a lot of 2k counters for the early game. We start with Buggy, obviously, that we can turn into attacker with Makino or some Dawn investment. And in this matchup, I think it's more important to have some defensive manners than Jet Pistol normally, but because I'm playing only one Jet Pistol and I have a lot of 2k counters in hand, I will pick Jet Pistol here and pass my turn. So Buggy into Jet Pistol. Whitebeard first turn, probably some Searcher if they have it, like Nami or Izo, depending on the build, because right now we have so many different Whitebeard builds to play, like Strawbeard and Whitebeard Pirates, but also some mixed ones. So let's see what our opponent plays. Maybe no Searcher in hand. 2 dons open and pass. Another possibility is that they are maybe biting us into Red Hawk here to clear Buggy. So what we are going to do is attach 1 Dawn to the leader. Because opponent's board is empty, we can force him to attack into our Makino. That will be buffing Buggy here. And he's already 7k, so we go 8k. First swing, or actually, yeah, we can go 8k anyway. They have 2 dons up, so sequencing doesn't matter here. But if I attack first with Zoro for, let's say, 6 or 8k, without any Dawn investment into Buggy, then he gets popped by Red Hawk. I could have prevented with Dawn under the Buggy, but it would be kind of weird in my opinion, and we are checking early for some events, and then we follow with 6k attack. Probably counter as well. If they countered 8k, they counter 6k as well. But they lost in total 3 cards from hand. It's a huge investment. The only explanation here would be if they have 9 cost in hand. They play Whitey Bay. I didn't see any Whitebeard list with this card, maybe some tech choice. And here the 7k swing or even 8k swing from leader going into Makino. Okay, they really want Makino dead here. Actually, I think I would go into Buggy. Maybe they plan to utilize Whitey Bay next turn, because she can attack also active characters. They use Whitebeard Pirates to search, but they pick no cards, so maybe it's some weird mix, or maybe a misclick here. I'm not sure why they missed the search. So not looking good for our opponent, because next turn we are chilling, we are just playing Marco for setup and pop Whitey Bay. She's slash anyway, so not really useful into Buggy, but I want to play my Marco this turn. No reason to attack live and give our opponent more cards to work with. So we play Marco. On play effect, KO Whitey Bay, because she's less than 3000 power. So let's see. Important turn for Whitebeard to develop some board. 6 dons open. We can expect touch if he plays this list for some 8k power on board that we can immediately answer with automated pistol. We can also expect 5 cost Marco to answer our Buggy, And we can also expect just 4-cost vanilla and huge swing from our opponent. It's our first life, so I feel okay taking 8k swing. They draw a card from life, and then it's our turn. So we have some lines of play here. I think Jet Pistol is good tempo into vanilla character, but what we must consider that next turn we are facing ace, and ace will reduce our board minus 3000 to 2 characters. So I would for sure attack with my Zoro character, maybe hold Marco standing and just be prepared for damage. So maybe we develop this turn. We have 7 Dawn to work with, 4 Dawns for Jet Pistol, and then 2 Dawns for Flamenco, 2 Dawns for Ace. So we can actually attach 1 Dawn here. We have some nice events in hand, but I don't feel like we need to tap here. So we can just go 6k here, just to check what's up. If it would be 5-cost Marco, then probably the turn will be different, but we have huge advantage on board. We don't need to rush anywhere. We can just Jet Pistol here, a lot of value for us, and set up Flamenco for this turn. We pass, and now our opponent is at 8 Dawns. Maybe they want to play Edward.Newgate, and as I predicted, nothing really crazy here. Playing Ace, no targets for Ace. So what we expect here, probably to 7k attack, but we will see. Maybe he wants to keep 1 Dawn open. So if he swings 6k, then for sure we will counter here with Jozo. But let's see what is the approach here. So 7k. We know another one is coming. We can counter only one here. So I will take this one. Rush Zoro in hand. They go 7k into leader. This one we must counter. Because we have Flamenco on board, I think it's okay to use Otama here. But on the other hand, are we really playing Dadan this match? I think not. So we can use Dadan here and keep Otama just in case. And now, really basic stuff. They are tapped out. We'll be on 2 life. So we draw a card. It's blocker Marco. Very good pick here. Attach Dawn to leader, as always. Attach to Flamenco. And just simple 5k swing, reducing ace to force more cards. It's a tough decision for them. They give us a card. We have another swings available. So let's just push a little bit more, because at the end of the day, we know that the board will be empty here. So we go 5k into ace. They must decide. And now if I go 7, I'm asking him for 2 cards. What I can also do, I can check him with leader swing if I want. But what I would like to do here is go 7 into 5, ask him for 2 cards, have potential to clear him anyway. 1 big target gone. And because we know they have only 3 cards in hand, we can first strike for 6k attack here. They take, and because they take maybe some trigger, we will follow up with our Rush Zoro. It was much smarter play than, for example, swinging 8k here for no reason. So we play a Zoro Rush. We attach Dawns into him. Like, it's 8k, right? But we can go 9k here even. Like, we are setting up next turn anyway. The only thing that would change anything here would be Edward.Newgate. But right now, because we pushed so much with all our characters, the only target for our opponent is either Zoro or Marco. They are playing Shanks and going for life here. Let me see if we must be afraid of anything here. Cannot activate blocker, doesn't matter. We can still play Marco next turn if we want. So I will take, no problem here. And if it would be Fieridol, then even more scary for our opponent. We can take this one as well. We know our opponent has no dons open, and we have always the chance to pick from life another Fieridol to be sure. So here, what we see, one don leader always. So tapped out, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10k counter maximum. So I think we don't need to play with the foot here. We can just assign everything to Zoro with Fieridol and just swing 17k. Should be no possible way to defend it. If they somehow, but it's not possible. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Even with the hand full of 2k counters, you cannot counter it. Our opponents disconnect, unfortunately. Interesting list. Some spacey text, I think, maybe testing a different build. So notably, we saw Whitebeard, interesting pick to contest early board state. But rest of the cards, interesting pick also Usopp to draw some cards if opponents play event cards, then you can draw interesting value, also only 2 cost, so going on the board early may bring some value. All the other picks, rather standard. Playing against Newgate, take it slow, play around ace. You don't need to tap your characters every turn. You can take it slow and eventually he will be left on 0 life and you will push in the next turn or next 2 turns for game. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Take it easy.